Rebuild, redesign, for God's sake, for a minute I thought it was a Seth Rollins promo. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. No, it wasn't Seth Rollins, it was Toxic Attraction talking on NXT about how they will come back better, badder, stronger, more successful, more toxic. Essentially, they're going to come back bigger and better than they ever were before, and they are going to rule the WWE. That is what their focal point is all about. That's what their focus is all about now that Mandy Rose has been released from the company, and Toxic Attraction is now down to 2 members, and those 2 members being Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Well, I tell you what, it's pretty cold here in Northern Ireland, so if they want a 3rd member, welcome me in. We can have a group hug because I'm fucking freezing. But let's be a little bit more serious here about potential 3rd members. I think they gave a hint on NXT that they will be adding a new member to Toxic Attraction. They did say rebuild, they did say redesign, and that could mean the group itself. It could mean that they're going to bring in and rebuild the hole, rebuild the gap that was left by Mandy Rose. That would sort of make sense. So it looks like they will be adding a 3rd member to the group. Now, the big question to me is, first of all, I've got 2. Do they need a 3rd member? Does it necessarily have to be a 3-person group? What is wrong with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane? Why can't they be a duo? Would it be the end of the world if they remained a tag team and did not add a 3rd member? Couldn't they still be Toxic Attraction with just the 2 of them? I think they could be. And second of all, why is it always 3? Like, why can't they remain as a duo? Why can't they add 2 women and become a 4-way group? Why can't they add 3 and become a 5-member group? Why is it with the women? Why do they always put them in trios? I just don't get it. I mean, you look at the Women's Revolution when it first started, you had Team Bad, Banks, Naomi and Snuka. Then you had PCB, you had Paige, Charlotte and Becky. Then you had the Bella Twins with Alicia Fox. That was like these 3 factions going against each other. Then you moved into like 2017. You had the Riot Squad make their debut. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and the other one, Ruby Riott. Then you had Paige come back and she brought in Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and they were known as, I can't even remember what they were called, but it was a shite trio as well. Then you move into like 2021, 2022. The first you've got Toxic Attraction, which I don't mind because it's a good stable. It actually feels like a stable. But then they throw more teams together. You have Damage Control. It's another 3 chicks, nothing in common, just winged together. Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. And then you get what's her name? The big fucking chick that looks like a man. Bianca Belair teaming up with Asuka and Alexa Bliss, and all of a sudden they're a trio now for the next like 3 months. It's like, what is the gimmick? Why is it always trios? I don't understand it. In the women's division, why is it always trios? Even if you go back like 15 years ago, remember you had Vince's Devils, and I get it, they weren't really wrestling, they were kind of more just like for backstage purposes, but you had Candice Michelle, Tori Wilson and Victoria. It was like Vince's Little Devils. Then like a year later on ECW, you had what's her name, Extreme Expose. And I'm not criticising those 2 because I felt like they actually worked, because they were just like personality chicks, you know, they were chicks that were there for sex appeal, and Extreme Expose were for dancing and pretty much pretty much like doing a pole dancing without a pole in the ring. And then you had Vince's Little Devils, and you know that the whole name is self-explanatory. They were just there to be eye candy and to interact with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But I don't know, since then, it's like every group that get involved with women, they need to have 3 people in it. And I don't understand why. I don't get it. Why 3? What the fuck is with the magic number? Why is 3 so important? I mean, I guess they've done it with the Shield, done it with the Wyatt family. I just don't get this whole fucking 3 thing, man. But more so with the women. It's like every women's faction has to have 3 people in it, man, and it's annoying. Will Toxic Attraction add a 3rd member, though? Possibly. I think by the way things are going, they will. Now, who would be a good 3rd member for Toxic Attraction? Well, that could be another video in its entirety, but I've got a couple of people that I think would maybe fit in this role. But if they're going to add a 3rd member, it needs to be someone attractive. It needs to be someone who looks good. They can't add like fucking Shayna Baszler, or they can't add Asian Grandma to this group, or they can't add fucking Doudrop, because she'll end up eating Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. So they need to add someone who's like slim and attractive and around the same age group as these two. If they want to add a leader, then maybe someone who's slightly older. But Asian Grandma, she's way too old. Way too old. So we'll find out who they add to Toxic Attraction, hopefully in the next few weeks. But I do think they will be adding a 3rd member, guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Of course, until then, like, subscribe, comment. I will see you later. Until then, though, peace.